So last month I turned over the front of my garden, and I've also raked it a little bit more since, and that's just to encourage as much bare soil as possible to come to the surface. Now you want at least 50% bare soil in order to let your wildflowers take hold, and that's just so the grass doesn't outcompete them. So the type of wildflowers you go for depend on 4 factors. You've got to think about the light, the moisture, the pH and the type of soil that you've got in your garden. And although the sun is going in, my garden does get quite a lot of light, so I'm going to not really want a shady mix here. So as you can see, I've dug a bit of a hole there, and there's not really a lot of moisture in there, so I wouldn't say the ground is particularly dry or particularly wet. It's quite a loamy soil. It's not got fine particles in, so it's definitely not silt. It's also not all stuck together in big massive clumps like a clay soil would, so that means it's likely to be loamy. So one thing you need to check is the pH of your soil, and to do that I've got some universal indicator paper, and the idea is you need to get the soil a little bit damp with some distilled water, and then you use this paper by dipping it in the solution, and it should tell you what the pH of the soil is. So you just look for the colour and you match it up to the chart there. So really unimpressively, it's not really changed colour at all, and that means it's probably about pH 6 on the scale, which means it's slightly acidic. So with the grass not being particularly wet and the pH of the soil being only weakly acidic, and also there being quite a lot of light around, I'm probably best going for a loamy seed mix, and that'll suit this ground quite well. So you're looking to sow about 1.5 grams per square metre. Now that's not easy to achieve, so one tip you can do is just to get some sand, mix the wildflower seeds in and then scatter it over that area, and that just makes it a little bit simpler. And now the one thing I want to do now is just trample it all in. You've got to try and get it pressed into the ground rather than buried deep. And that's just so it's below the surface and they're going to be able to take hold.